It's the Daily Doug.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Doug. Thanks for being with me today. My friends, today on the channel, I'm pretty pumped to come back to music from the Electric Light Orchestra. I've got one of their albums sitting out here, out of the blue. It's a great album. We're not going to be listening to music from that album though. We're going to be listening to Evil Woman from Face the Music, and I'm pumped that you are with me. So throughout the life of the channel, ELO is underrepresented, friends. I've only heard 3 tunes from them previously on the channel. We heard Concerto for a Rainy Day, Fire on High, and just recently we heard Telephone Line, and I have enjoyed all of them. And I've really grooved to the songs we've heard so far. It's just time to get back to more of their music. And I've programmed Evil Woman this week for just because it's a great song, and I've heard it before, but it's been a long time. But also to pay tribute to Richard Tandy, the longtime keyboardist for ELO who passed away last week. So we're going to be paying tribute to Richard here in this episode as well. Richard was an integral part of ELO's sound, y'all. He used a large battery of keyboards and synthesizers and pianos. He was also proficient on both the guitar and the bass. In fact, when he first joined the band, he joined as the bass player before transitioning to the keyboard to playing keyboards. And so, because he had all of this great knowledge, he became Jeff Lynne's right-hand man in the studio, as well as a co-arranger of many of the band's songs. Fast forward to 2017, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with his bandmates. And so he is a musician that was with ELO for a long time and really helped establish their sound. So let's talk about Evil Woman, the song here. It's the 3rd track from Face the Music. It was their 5th album, released in 1975. And Jeff Lynne, who is the band's primary composer, wrote this song in just a matter of minutes during some studio sessions for the album. Okay? So apparently the album was almost complete, and Jeff was kind of listening back to the whole thing, and he thought that they needed another song that could be used as a catchy single. They needed a single. They needed a hit. They needed some radio play at that time. So he had the guys in the band go out and occupy themselves for a while with the game of football, while he came up with some ideas for what became Evil Woman. And according to Jeff, he wrote the song in about 30 minutes. And the song has a little bit of everything. It's got some R&B elements. It's got kind of a disco groove to it. It's got a lyrical homage to the Beatles in the lyrics, and it's got some really great keyboard music and keyboard work from Richard. And apparently the song was inspired by a specific woman, but Jeff has not said who that woman is, even to this day, I think, because I went looking and I couldn't find it. So Jeff's hope for the song came true. The song became the band's first worldwide hit, and it climbed into the top 10 on the charts in multiple countries, and off they went as a band. So let's enjoy this, shall we? Jeff Lynne is on lead guitars and vocals. Bev Bevan is on the drums and some backing vocals. Richard Tandy is on the piano and clavinet and some synths. Kelly Grocott is on the bass and backing vocals. They've got Mick Kaminsky on violin, Hugh McDowell on cello, and Melvin Gale also on the cello. Before we start, I have heard this one in the recesses of my mind. I hear Evil Woman. I always thought they were saying Medieval Woman, like it was a history song, but no, it just says Evil Woman. So I'm not going to listen to the original studio track. Instead, I have found this live recording from the band's film Live, the early years, and this particular performance comes from the New Victoria Theatre in London in 1976 as a part of the band's Face the Music tour. I wanted to see the band back in the day doing their thing, especially since we're paying tribute to Richard here. So let's get it, y'all. Here is Evil Woman live in 1976 from ELO. Off we go.
You made a fool of me.
You made a fool of me.
But them rubber trees, you got
Fun, 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 fun. Kelly's getting them going. I'm gonna have to get out my shaker at some point during this one.
Hey woman, you got the blues, 'cause you ain't got no one.
You got the blues because you ain't got no one else to use. Kind of a breakup song, right? And I love Jeff's hair. Here, there's Richard. Mostly just a 3-chord song here. And then it switches into the relative major. Then goes back where they came. They're in A minor. E to D, right? A, E, groovy tune. What are you going to do? You destroyed all the virtues that the Lord gave you. Get out of town. Love the camera angles here. And the fact that they're using real string instruments on stage with them with their electrified instruments as well. All right. Switching to the different keyboard. It's great. You know, relationship songs. Relationship songs don't go out of style, right? Funny how you broke me up, you made the wine, now you drink the cup. That's funny. Catchy song, right? By the time I even got to the age where I could listen to classic rock radio, this was already part of it, right? And it's been on the radio ever since. It's poppy, but it's also proggy, and it's rock and roll. It's just their special mix of all of these types of instruments to get their sound. And there you go. There you go. I really like that we were able to see them doing their thing. It's especially with the song that I've heard before, y'all, because it's just more fun to see them interacting with each other on stage and doing their thing. Sometimes I go for the original studio audio, but other times I just want to see them up on stage and enjoying themselves and playing their music. I want to say something really quick about the simplicity of the song. It's in A minor. Where's my pedal? There it is. So A minor, and as I hear it, E7, E minor 7 to D minor 7. Right? I'm adding some sevenths in there just for color, but I think that's what Richard was doing too. So you got it's very similar to a progression that we hear a lot in rock music, which is 1, flat 6, flat 7, 1. But this one uses, instead of the major chord on flat 6 and the major chord on flat 7 before it gets back to 1, it uses the minor 5 and then it uses the minor 4. So instead of a major chord before landing on the minor chord, we've got a minor chord before we land on the tonic chord there at the end, and it gives it that special flair, that special sound that's slightly different from what we normally hear. And there you go. That's a song. Great tune, right? Great tune. So Jeff himself, as far as I know, was the one that broke the news of Richard's passing. Online, he said, "It is with great sadness that I share the news of the passing of my longtime collaborator and dear friend, Richard Tandy. He was a remarkable musician and friend, and I'll cherish the lifetime of memories we had together. Sending all my love to Sheila and the Tandy family." It's a sad thing, y'all. All of our great musicians from especially the 60s and the 70s, they're getting older. You know, we've done a few of these tributes recently, and we could have done more because several musicians, high-profile musicians this year have already passed. Richard was, like I said, a really core member of ELO. He played on every ELO album except the debut album from the band, and he remained a core part of the band throughout its evolving lineup of musicians until the band disbanded in 1986. And in 2014, Jeff Lynne kind of reformed ELO, and Richard Tandy was the only original member that Jeff brought back to that. And when asked about why Richard was the only original member brought back, Jeff said that Richard is my lifetime man in the group. He'd be in the studio with me when other people just would not be. He's a great musician, a great piano player, and I really enjoy his company. So, great friends, a great friendship, a musical partnership, a personal relationship for many, many, many years. And sadly, Richard has passed away. In the wake of his passing, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame weighed in, saying that Richard was crucial in ELO's creation of a realm where rock and classical music could coexist. Pretty cool. That's what I was talking about, which is so interesting and unique about their sound. I mean, they say Electric Light Orchestra, you know, in the title of the band, so you're expecting some orchestral infusion there into the band's sound, but still being a rock group. And it makes me want to continue getting to music from ELO, but I believe that's going to be all for today, my friends. We'll do more ELO in the future very soon, but that's all for today. Rest in peace, Richard. You done good. You done good, and we enjoy all of the work that he did with ELO and with other musicians as well. So thanks for being with me for this tribute to Richard Tandy. We've been listening to Evil Woman from Electric Light Orchestra. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.